What's up, YouTube? Of course, everything is applying pressure upon everything, and that gives us the sensation of gravity, but we have to understand the internal pressures as well. You got to realize or understand that you're dealing with the Trinity here. You're dealing with the true self, you're dealing with the soul self or heart, and you're dealing with the false self or lower self, what you call the body or Seth or the beast, what have you, because again, Seth, it goes into the word Satan or Satan or Shaitan in Islam, what have you. It's just the body. So you're dealing with the pressure of the three truths of the Trinity. The body is, of course, measured in a sense, so because it is encapsulated in skin, and it gives that sense of separation. So the truth of the body is this sense of separation. That is the body's truth. Its height and weight, its dimensions. That is supposed, again, ions, ions again being water. We're in water atmosphere. We're predominantly atmosphere. That's what everything is. Everything is just, there's no separation in atmosphere, whether it's a rock. A rock is a dense expression of physical infinity. Everything is an expression of infinity in different forms, and everything is applying pressure upon everything. So you got to realize that the knowledge of Seth or the Shaitan, which would be rationalization and all the sciences that come with that, it's just a faculty of the being of the Trinity. If they're misaligned, then we just see the imbalance, because that is the lens that we're looking from. So if we are imbalanced, we just see imbalance. So you have the pressures from the heart, or the soul, solar plexus, what have you. That piece of you, of course, would be your passions and all the different pressures that come with your heart, all the true feelings, all the truths that come with your heart. So then, of course, then you have the true self, which sees beyond the beyond. So you're dealing with the pressures of the Trinity, and all peer pressure is, of course, is internal pressure personified or externalized. So when we're changing the pressure in a slight way, we shift the pressure throughout the existence, all the markets of the world, because again, it has everything to do with our blood pressure. If we change the blood pressure of the society of an entire country, it would shift the markets of the whole world. Because again, where the blood flows is where our attention goes. Attention. That's where the swelling occurs. Wherever the blood swells is where the money is created. And it's the same, it's like a game board. Look at the body as a game board. So where are you personally investing? Again, invest meaning your chest. Where are you giving your interest or your attention? Where are you giving that? In your own body. Are you giving it to the sexual organs? Are you giving it to just food? Are you giving it to cheap thrills? What are you giving it to? Different levels of creation and different levels of quality. What are you giving it to? So it's all about your attention. And then wherever your blood swells at, it determines your reality. And if your blood is always in your tissue and your muscles, of course, then you'll just see a stress reality, because you're constantly stressing that part of the body, which is the outside part of the body pretty much. So the organs are starved. So the organ, you will only see compensation throughout that life, and you will have strength in one sense and weakness in another, because your strength is being used against you. So we can see that your greatest weakness is also your greatest strength. So it's just however you want to look at it. Again, it's about pressure, and each pressure or change in pressure creates a change in perception. And when we afford ourselves a change in perception, then we have, again, it just changes how we inhabit our body. If we're fully inhabiting our body, then we know self, because self is totally inhabiting the body. Because if we change the pressure to where we cleanse all the parasites out, then we fully inhabit our body, and someone says they found themselves. No, they just fully inhabited the body. That's all it really is. It's about changing the pressure in subtle ways each day, and realizing that you're observing a human going through its life and dealing with managing this Trinity and aligning the Trinity so that you can see beyond the beyond with the true self. But at the same time, you deal with the pressures of all the Trinity. So you have the body to deal with this supposed linear now, and you have this shadow self or soul self that is, of course, the expression of the subtle or astral body. People got to realize again that with light, it has everything to do with pressure too. So we're dealing with casting shade. Are we in the shade or are we in the light? People don't even know. This is actually death. The dense level is actually the death. It's actually the last stage. What is happening in the dreaming realm is basically the planning, or everything that happens, the preparing, everything that you're snowballing in the subtle realm, in the darkness, where you germinate the seeds, manifests into the light. And this is the last stage. So this is the immortal state. This is the dead state that people constantly get lost in when they get fragmented, and the pressure gets shifted in a way to where their focus is so deep on a piece of the body, because again, you're focusing on this body like it's the only body you have. And you got to realize that every day you should wake up as if it's the first day you ever woke up, and you got to realize that every body is just a body. The observers in the body change seasonally or astrologically, however you want to look at it. So you might see the same dog every day, but the observers, the passengers, change. The spirit is the energy. The spirit is the energy. That is the body, and even the astral part, that is the spirit. The body is just denser spirit, or spirit moving at a slower rate of vibration. So we got to see the passengers, or the consciousness within that vessel, that changes seasonally. But the body that we misidentify with, that is always in existence, in changing form or transforming. Because again, you transform, you transit in the meantime, you change transmissions when you go through a different trance, and then you trance in once you have completed that mission. And each lifetime is a day. So again, the books are online. Our Bud, Regression Depression, The Alchemist Cookbook, Sleep Paralysis, Invest in Your Chest, The Eye Manual, Low Fat Living. They're all by Our Bud. They're on Amazon. You can check them out. It's 26 texts now. There's different ones about yoga in a nutshell, the meantime. There's so many different texts about anything that you might be looking forward. And some are $3, some are $5, some are $10. And you can get them through PayPal, ROYALT512 @yahoo.com. So you can get that. It's all there, and it all isn't there. So you just got to realize that it comes down to pressure. What pressures, what truths are you feeling? And if you can decipher the truth of the heart, the truth of the Seth, and the truth of the true self, then you can go through life and realize that it's just events, and that how you manage your breath, because that's all you really have. You're going from breath to breath. How you manage your breathing and how you feel between each breath determines the ingredients of the event, because it's always the same ingredients, the same dish in different forms. It doesn't get better or worse, it just gets different. So just realize that, realize your power, realize how you just change the pressure to shift the ingredients in different varying forms, but it's still the same ingredients, it's still the same body. It's just a different mirror of the body. That's how we look at the beast body, or the limbic brain. That's how we look at it, like the devil or the beast being a part of us, or a facet of us that we have. And feeding into that feeds into all the beasts. And feeding into the heart feeds into the, the heart of all. So that's what we just have to realize, where the pressure is coming from and what pressures that we're creating. Again, creation and reaction, same letters, and everything that is affecting us comes from a cause. Don't address the effect, address the cause. And the cause, again, you got to go to the darkness. You got to go to where the seeds are germinated. And you got to realize when you're in the darkness and when you're really just in the shade, or when you're in the light. People don't realize that the earth spinning creates the sensation of, or what you call spinning, the earth creates the sensation of wind. So is the earth, are the trees blowing in the wind, or is the earth spinning beneath us? It's all about perception and pressure.